All right, I think I'm live. What's up, guys? Not going to waste any seconds here. Going to get straight into it. Welcome to today's live. I'm excited to be here. We're all set. We're all settled here in Costa Rica. No squirrels have eaten through our internet cords today, so I'm going to give this a go again. Last week was a bit of a plunder with the internet and power outages and that sort of thing. So this is going to be a good one today. Today we're going to tackle the topic of habit formation and how to make habits and routines stick, right? Now, whether we want to admit it or not, we all want to be in our best shape. We want to be the strongest version of ourselves, right? Pretty cliche, but it's true. We all want that for ourselves. But somehow the things that get us there, right? Being more active, working out, meal prepping, practicing and building good habits, when we eat out, having good principles to kind of live by to keep us in that ballpark, keeping junk food out of the house, those types of things. It's really easy for those things to fall down the priority list, especially when life gets hectic, right? And it's easy to blame that on a lack of information in those situations, right? But we all kind of know that it's really a lack of consistency, which leads us to the topic of habit formation, right? So if that rings true for you, let's dive into it, right? I'm going to get into the secret sauce of habit formation and what I've learned as a behavior change coach and my education in that arena. So let's get into the meat and potatoes and talk about the holy trinity of habit formation, which is the habit loop, right? It's something that's highlighted in the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Okay, so pretty simple. You got the cue, right? It's that little reminder that nudges you into taking action or whatever behavior, right? Then you have the routine, the action itself or the behavior itself, whether it's working out, eating healthy, or smashing a bag of cheddar popcorn, right? And then you have the reward, right? That's the cherry on top, the thing that keeps you coming back for more, that makes the thing attractive, right? And then you fall in that loop more and more and more, the more attractive it is, okay? So this can work for us or it can work against us, right? How do we use this habit loop to our advantage? Well, I've got a few steps for that, okay? So I've broken down 7 steps, and this is things that I've garnered from doing this in real time with clients, and I think they're gonna be really helpful for you. So real quick, don't worry about taking notes. I'm going to be dropping a link in the comments where I wrote an in-depth article in my blog about this, where I kind of break everything down and I give you step-by-step instructions, as well as some products and like time-saving hacks and things that me and my clients use to sort of optimize results and speed up the process. Okay, so step 1 is to make your goals SMART. Okay, you've heard it before. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? Specificity prevents decision fatigue, okay? And when you've got thousands of thoughts going through your head each day, right? And you've got tons of decisions to make in a day, if you leave it up to ambiguity, you're screwed, right? So instead of, hey, I'm gonna get in shape by summer, or I'm gonna start eating healthier, what you wanna do is say, I'm going to lose X amount of pounds in 3 months, right? That's my goal. Maybe you can even have a range, right? This is kind of the bare minimum. This is what I really want. This is like bonus points, okay? I'm going to do that with 30-minute high-intensity workouts, 4 times a week, increasing my steps by 10% every week, for 8 weeks straight or whatever, and then I'm going to balance out there. Just super, super specific targets that you're trying to hit each and every week, okay? I'm going to cut these specific foods out that I know are kind of the low-hanging fruit. I'm going to practice portion control in these areas where I know it kind of spill over, etc. The more specific, the better, right? Now, when you're implementing, you're not going to get it perfect, but when you're planning, you want to have things as specific and as rigid as possible to prevent decision fatigue, okay? Step 2. Break down your goals into smaller bite-sized pieces. This is everything, okay? Especially if you're trying to play that long game. if you want your results to last, okay, and you don't want being fit to be just a phase in time, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Okay. Now my clients, they really come to understand this through working with me, right? And with this bit, most of them, when they're looking back at the 20 pounds that they've lost, I usually hear them mention this bit being, and this being like the delineating factor from what they've done in the past and why they were so successful this time around. Okay. So when you do this, what happens is your goals just feel more attainable. And then you start to build confidence week after week. And we do more of what we're confident in, right? Because it's attractive. When you're confident in something, you want to do more of it. Okay? All right. Step 3, set up cues and triggers that'll get you going. Okay? So we're using that habit loop to our advantage. Okay? Now this could be as simple as laying out your workout clothes. It could be putting in reminders in an app. It could be actually scheduling out your workouts and a day for meal prep in your calendar where you keep track of your work and everything, right? And it's in a central hub. Anything that gets you going, right? It's that lead domino, right? The book, the One Thing, talks about the lead domino, right? We all talk about how we want to wake up earlier to work out and fit a workout in, when really we need to be talking about having an evening routine so that you can get to bed earlier, so that you can wake up earlier and fit that workout in. Okay. So anything that gets you going, maybe it's just a weekly review on how your week went, and then preemptive, thoughts and strategies of how you want the next week to improve. Okay. Step 4, design a workout routine that you're excited about. Keep it fun, mix it up. Okay. Do something that you're actually like looking forward to. As long as you're hitting all the muscle groups and you're getting your heart rate up a few times a week, it's good enough. Okay. So it can be a hobby even, right? It doesn't have to happen in the gym, right? And again, if you want it to last, if you want this to not just be a phase, you got to end up loving it. It's got to be the thing that you enjoy, that you look forward to. Okay. Step 5 is to reward yourself. Celebrate the wins and the small wins too. Every win each week. Have a system so that you actually review the week and celebrate those small wins. Okay. Pick something that is going to genuinely like motivate you, right? You look back at it and you're like, wow. And these things, we miss them all the time. And that's why this is so powerful, because again, we do more of what we're confident in, right? And then reward yourself. So get a massage, right? Get a new piece of fitness equipment. Maybe get a new, self-quantifying device like a Whoop or an Aura, something that's in alignment with the goal, right? Maybe a healthy meal out, whatever it is, whatever works for you. Just find time to celebrate those wins and reward yourself a little bit. Okay, step 6 is to share your goals. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of people say, keep your goals to yourself. I personally think that's dumb, right? Share your goals with everybody. Share them with your friends, your family. Share them on social media. Okay, make like a strong declaration. There's a lot of power in that. And what you're doing by doing that is you're embracing some external accountability, right? And when you do that, it's really powerful. You'll be surprised at how it influences you, and kind of creeps up in the back of your mind and keeps you more committed to the goal, right? You don't need to talk about it all the time. That's annoying. Don't do that. Just one strong declaration, right? And now you've got some skin in the game, right? Because if you're slacking, your friends and your family or your social media network is gonna be like, hey dude, what's going on, right? They're gonna shame you, and that shit works. It's valuable. Sometimes that can be really helpful, okay? You don't need to shame yourself, but just that external pressure is something that can be very motivating for a lot of people, okay? Okay, so step 7, final step, is PP. The 2 Ps, be patient and be persistent, okay? It's a really strong duo to remind yourself of And in my opinion, those are the two things that really lead to long-term consistency, because things aren't going to go right. Failure is inevitable. You're going to have shitty weeks. You're going to have shitty days. And if you're patient and you just trust the process, even if you're not seeing results come in right away, you're eventually going to get there. If you just give yourself permission to say, right, as long as I just give myself permission to just keep doing the things that I know are right and in alignment, and I get back on track each time I slip up a little bit faster, I will eventually get there. Okay? I can't tell you how many messages I have like, oh God, Taylor, something's wrong. My weight stalled, right? And then I talk them off the cliff, and then they end up trusting the process again. They keep going, and their tune is completely changed in 3 weeks when they're hitting some breakthroughs and their weight's dropping again, or things are starting to speed up again, right? Remember, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. Okay, so even if you aren't seeing the results all the time, what's more valuable, right? If you've got enough of the right habits in place, again, it's just a matter of time. So focus on that as the goal too. If you're not seeing what you want on the scale, just remember, hey, I've got X amount of days until I hit 66 days, and then this is going to be something that comes with a lot more ease. That's a really, really cool place to be. Okay, so embrace the setbacks. See them as learning experiences. I know I sound like a broken record here, but just keep pushing forward simply for the honor of doing what you say, if nothing else. Okay, that's the most valuable advice I can give anybody if you want to form lasting habits that serve your goals. All right, so that's it. Nice and short today, with a little bit of dedication and these simple little tools. When it comes to habit formation, it's going to be a breeze. Okay, so again, if you want, check out the recording. I'm also going to drop a link in the bottom here that lists these out and breaks them down and goes into a little bit more depth. Also some tools and tricks and hacks and those things that just make the whole process that much easier. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I did see a question from last week in the Facebook group from Bryn, so I'm going to pull that up real quick and make sure that I answer that one. Give me 1 second here. If you guys have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. I'll make sure to answer them. And here we go. Where was it? There we go. Well, maybe I missed it. Give me 1 sec. I don't know where it went. Bryn, I'm going to get to this question, man. It's been 2 weeks, so I owe you one. Okay. Let me try it on my computer real quick and see if I can find it. Here we go. Next time I'll be prepared and I'll just have it up in the background. Okay, here we go. Found it. Okay, you recently took a holiday. I assume your routines were completely thrown off and less daily healthy-oriented decisions were being made. What are your thoughts around that type of situation in regards to swapping normal activities for others that may be less healthy in some ways, but also more healthy in others? What are the non-negotiable things that you won't compromise during these times? Additionally, do you implement anything differently or just simply resume? I find that vacations include lowered stress, although they are still stressful moments. We spend time with others more intentionally. Okay, that's good. We had an amazing time, and surfing seems like such a magical flow. I'd love to try sometime. Such a good question, dude. Such a good question. So yeah, let me let me break this down. First off, I do want to delineate that like going on vacation versus like traveling for work. I think there are slightly different strategies, although most of the stuff I share is applicable to that as well. Man, you asked the best question. So thanks again. Really thoughtful question there. And I'm glad you brought it up because it's something that I think a lot of people struggle with, you know, maintaining those healthy habits while on vacation or traveling. It's definitely going to be a lot harder, right? You're absolutely right. Holidays specifically, they can be kind of a double-edged sword, right? You know, you get much needed time off, you get a mental break, you can make great memories, you know, and it can be a really good time. But at the same time, healthy routines, they can kind of take a back seat. So, you know, it's kind of like the angel and the devil when you're on your shoulders when you're traveling, right? And you're constantly having these situations where you want to just let loose and have fun, and that's totally cool. So, what's my opinion on this? You know, trying to kind of keep things in check while you're on vacation or you're in a new city or whatever it is. I'll just say this. If you're on holiday, if you're on vacation, it's time for relaxation and enjoyment. That should be the main priority, right? It's okay. It's okay. Like letting loose a little bit, indulging a little bit, you know, having some lazy days, that sort of thing. Life's too short to miss out on those awesome moments, right? And often, if it's like a week or two, it's not going to make the difference. It really isn't, right? However, that doesn't mean that, you know, we have to throw everything out the window, right? We can still strike a balance of having fun, but also having a few non-negotiable habits, like you said. What are the non-negotiable things? So for me personally, you know, I keep it simple. I always make sure that I'm staying hydrated, getting enough sleep. I don't usually go out and party or any of that stuff. That's just me personally. I always try to make sure that I'm engaging in some form of physical activity, right? Even if it's just like fun, right? Leisurely activity, or, you know, going out for a beach walk, or like planning some fun during the week, going on a hike, going on a surf. In my case, that's my go-to. Or, you know, I make sure that I'm getting in that body weight workout in the hotel room or whatever. You know, it kind of creeps up in the back of my mind, like, hey, dude, it's time to do something, right? And that's when I listen to that. So really simple, right? And there's some strategies and stuff too when you're going out to eat. Maybe just prioritizing protein a little bit more, right? And you know, a little bit more veg and that sort of thing. And you can still find really good recipes that are fun, and that doesn't have to be all the time either, right? But little simple non-negotiable pillars or principles like that really help me, you know, feel grounded, feel energized, and give me the feeling of like, okay, I'm still living in alignment with my values. I'm still honoring my values and my health, even though I'm on vacation mode, right? And also, maintenance is better than going backwards. So just managing expectations too, I think, is really key here. Okay. So figuring out like what is that minimum effective dose that at the very least maintains our shape, right? And often that's very doable, even when you're on vacation, in my experience. Okay. And what I've seen with my clients. Now, you did mention like when you get back, right? What do you do? So bouncing back from vacation or holiday or whatever it is, or, you know, just travel for work as well. You got to cut yourself some slack then too, in my opinion, right? If you try to just go full bore as soon as you get back, like you just went through a lot of stress and the body's not going to respond well usually, right? So instead of like punishing yourself to make up for that time off or whatever, and going on a super restrictive diet, you know, or just crushing yourself in the gym, it's like minimum effective dose. Like what's 10% better, right? What's just a little bit better from when you were on your trip, right? And then ease back into things, ease back into the routine, systematically add things back in. Okay, your body, your mind, your nervous system, they need time to readjust. Okay, so I think that answers your question. In conclusion, like, take the time to rest, take the time to rejuvenate, build those connections, have those moments, be present, enjoy yourself. And often, if you follow those simple principles, honestly, like, I see so many guys that do this, and just from the cortisol coming down, not being stressed out, activity may even go up just because you're out having fun. They oftentimes come back like a little bit lighter, a little bit healthier, a little bit like better, right? And they're in a stronger place actually to get after it, right? So allow yourself to kind of let loose a little bit, but just have some balance with those non-negotiable habits. That would be my advice, right? And when you return, ease back into things. Okay. Surfing, dude, it's an amazing experience. It's been a huge part of my life since I was a kid. I'm glad I got back into it, and I definitely recommend giving it a try if you get the opportunity. Great workout, great way to connect with nature, and it's just honestly, like, I don't know any other way that gets you into a flow state better than surfing. Okay, so who knows, maybe we can get a surf in sometime. All right, man, cool. Hope that answers your question. If you want me to go further into it, let me know. Guys, if you do have any more questions or thoughts, feel free to drop them in the comments. Even if you're watching the recording here, I can see them, so I'll make sure to get back to them and at least answer them in next week's Q&A. Until then, happy Friday. Start habiting instead of worrying about dieting. Stay balanced, and you will be in a really strong place to make this a lifelong journey and not just a phase. Okay. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for giving me your time. If you found this helpful or you have any questions, leave a comment below. Share this video with a friend who maybe needs a boost with their fitness goals or anything like that. Until next time, keep working on your habits. Have a fantastic weekend.